Hi, this is Munson from Munson Music, and we're going to talk about how you can play a song called Fortunate Son by CCR. And it starts out around a G major chord, and we play G major. First finger goes to the A string on the 2nd fret, second finger on the low E string on the 3rd fret, and third finger on the high E string on the 3rd fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds a G major chord, and it sounds really, really happy. Now you may also want to think about putting the 3rd finger on the B string 3rd, pinky on the high E string 3rd fret. If you strum all those together, that sounds like another way you could play your G major. Or you may want to think about using something called a G5 power chord, where you do the first finger on the low E string on the 3rd fret, third finger on the A string on the 5th fret, and strum just the E and the A string. So you may want to kind of think about that for that intro vamp too. And one way to kind of work it through that intro would be just doing kind of 8 downs on each chord on those G's. And I'm kind of taking the flat of my right hand and laying it down, just a little piece on the saddle, just to kind of get a little muted quality out of that. Or another strum pattern that could work through the song, and one of my favorite strum patterns is down, down, up, up, down, up. So we took the G and just tried that a lot. You'd have G, down, up, down, up, G, down, up, down, up, G, down, up, G, down, up. So you can kind of use that for your intro too. Or there's this cool little intro lick where you could start out 7th fret on the D string and do a slide to 9th fret on the D to 9th fret. So we got kind of 7-9 slide on the D, and then we go to 8th fret on the B, and then we go 5th fret on the D string as a slide to 7, and then we go to 6th fret on the B, and then we go to 3rd fret on the D string for a slide to 5, and then 5th fret on the B, and then we do that 3-5 slide again, and then we go to 3 on the B string. So we kind of dig on that too. You can do that 7-9-8, 5-7-6, 3-5-5, 3-5-3. So if you're kind of digging on that, you could have that 7-9-8, 5-7-6, 3-5-5, 3-5-3, and kind of bring out that lick around it too. And then there's this cool little tag lick to that, where you could play 6th on the low E string, and then 3rd fret on the low E string. So all together you got kind of 7-9-8, 5-7-6, 3-5-5, 3-5-3, 6-3, 7-9-8, 5-7-6, 3-5-5, 3-5-3, 6-3 to kind of intro the tune. And then from there, then we'll be going into our verse part. Our verse starts on the G major chord, but then we go to an F major chord. And you could do this as kind of a 1st fret bar, 2nd finger on the G string on the 2nd fret, 3rd finger on the A string 3rd fret, and the pinky on the D string 3rd fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds an F major chord, and it sounds really, really happy. And a good substitute for that is something called F major 7, where you do the 1st finger on the B string 1st fret, 2nd finger on the G string 2nd fret, and 3rd finger on the D string 3rd fret. And if you strum the D string to the high E string, that sounds an F major 7, and it sounds really, really groovy, happy. Or if you're digging on the power chords, you could do an F5 power chord and do 1st finger on the low E string on the 1st fret, 3rd finger on the A string on the 3rd fret, and strum just the E and the A string to kind of get that F5 power chord. And then from the F, we'll be going to a C major chord. We play C major. 1st finger goes to the B on the 1st fret, 2nd finger on the D string 2nd fret, 3rd finger on the A string 3rd fret. And if you strum the A string to the high E string, that sounds a C major chord, and it sounds really happy. Now you may also want to think about using something called C major 9, where you do the 1st finger on the D string 2nd, 2nd finger on the A string 3rd, 3rd finger on the B string 3rd, and the pinky on the high E string 3rd. And if you strum the A string to the high E string, that sounds a C major 9, so you may want to think about that too. Or you could use a C5 power chord, where you do the 1st finger on the A string 3rd fret, 3rd finger on the D string 5th fret, and strum just the A and the D string. And then from the C, we'll be going back to our G chord. So through that verse part, you could kind of work it as kind of that muting idea with the power chords. And that could be a very, very cool and hip and sneaky way to kind of intro the tune through the first verse. Or you could use a strum pattern and have G down, up, down, up, F down, up, down, up, C down, up, down, up, G down, up, down, up. And after we do that twice, then we go into our first chorus. And our chorus starts on G major, but then we go to a D major chord. We play D major. 1st finger goes to G on the 2nd fret, 2nd finger on the high E 2nd fret, 3rd finger on the B string 3rd fret, And if you strum the D string to the high E string, that sounds a D major chord that sounds really, really happy. Now, while you're on Ds in general, it can also be cool to lift off the second finger and make that a D sus2 or suspended second. Or you can take the regular D shape and kind of add the pinky in on the high E third and kind of get a D sus. So on Ds in general, it can be kind of a cool thing to kind of see what you can say around the D chord. Or you could use a D5 power chord. And when you play D5, first finger goes to the A on the 5th fret, third finger on the D string on the 7th fret, and if you strum just the A and the D string together, then that sounds a D5 power chord. So you could word that chorus as kind of a power chord muting idea. G, D, C, G, or you could use the strum pattern. And then you have the G, down, up, down, up, D, down, up, C, down, up, down, up, G, down, up, down, up. I kind of repeat that progression twice, and then we go back to our verse part. Now, one other thing that I like to add to a song like this too is bass notes. And a lot of times on that first down, so the down, up, down, up, you can throw in a bass note for the chord. So on the G, you'd have the low E for the bass. On the F bar, you'd have the low E for the bass. And on the F major 7, you'd have the D for the bass. On the C, you'd have the A for the bass. And on the D, you'd have the D for the bass. So we work that next verse as a bass down, up, down, up. We'd have G with low E bass down, up, down, F with low E bass down, up. Parts. If we try our next chorus that way, you'd have G with low E bass down, up, down, D with the D bass down, up, down, C with the A bass down, up, down, G with low E bass down, up, down, G with low E bass down, up, down, D with the D bass down, up, down, C with the A bass down, up, down, G with low E bass down, up, down. And then from there, we'll be going into a bridge part where you could kind of work just kind of that G vamp again. You may want to kind of work just the downs. Or there's this really cool lick that kind of comes out there where you can play 6th on the B string and 7 on the G at the same time. And then we go to 5th fret on the B string and 5th fret on the G at the same time. And then we go to 1st fret on the B string with 2nd on the G string. And then we play that again. And then we play it again and slide it to 3 and 4 on the B and the G string. So we wanted to kind of follow that lick, kind of that 7, 6, 5s together, 1 and 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 6, 5s together, 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 3, 4. So now we kind of play around with that lick too. Or another strum pattern I would think about using through the song is something called a 16th note strum pattern. And if you're tapping your foot to the beat, right now we're kind of dividing that beat into 2 parts with our down, down, up, down, up. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and that's called an 8th note. What a 16th note is where you divide that beat into 4 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And one of my favorite 16th note strum patterns is long down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, up. And what I mean by that is if you take the G and do it down for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what you'd be doing on the first beat. Then on the second beat, you'd be doing it down on 1, down on 3, up on 4. So we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up. And then on the third beat, you'd be doing it up on 2, down on 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, up, down, 1, up, down, 1, up, down. And then on the last beat, you'd be going down, up, down, up, right along with the 1, 2, 3, 4. So down, up, down, up, down, 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 down. So all together, you got down. You may want to kind of think about that. And the tempo, you'd actually have to get back pretty fast to kind of match the recording. But I think that could be a lot of fun to give them a lot of energy if you're kind of thinking on that. So we tread that next verse that way. We'd have the G, F, C, G, G. I'm kind of adding a little muting into that too, just to kind of make that kind of interesting. C, G, chorus with a 16th pattern, we'd have the G, D, C, G, G, D, C, G. Now if you know other strum patterns or other licks around these chords too, you know, feel free to kind of embellish this in any way that you want to. So there's lots of ways that you can approach this tune. But that's the basics of how you can strum through Fortunate Son by CCR. So good luck!